up, guys? Ian here, coach of your Ladner Lanturn, bringing you guys our Week 3 match of Red, Season 8 in the Yellow Division, taking on Specs King, the Yellow Division champion from last season, and his London Garchomps. I was really excited for this match because the last time I played Specs, he beat me on a roll, and so I'm looking forward to hopefully getting revenge for that. And just taking down top players in the league is kind of how you improve. So you guys probably know from the team builder that I was not very confident in this matchup whatsoever. I'm a little bit more confident after seeing the team. So let's run through what he could have brought. He could have brought Megalophony, Victini, Crocodile, Roserade, Togekiss, Melodic, Galvantula, Uxie, Ambipom, and Avalugg. He opted to not bring the Megalophony, Crocodile, Ambipom, or Avalugg. I wasn't really expecting the Ambipom anyways. Avalugg was sort of a maybe for me. Crocodile was a maybe for me. I'm really surprised not to see the Megalophony. I didn't really have anything that didn't get two-shot by it, so I was a little bit confused there. Very scared to see the Roserade, Togekiss, and the Galvantula because they all destroy me. But at this point, I can tell the Victini is definitely going to be physical, which I'm happy about. I was very scared of a special Victini. Kind of blew through me, and it definitely blew through the Mega Aggron. So physical Victini is a little bit less scary. It means Entei can handle it to an extent. Again, Roserade and Galvantula are the two biggest problems on this team for me. Uxie, I'm not entirely sure what to think about the Uxie. Maybe it's his rocker right off the bat. That's sort of my anticipation, is that it's going to be a rocker. Melodic is definitely going to have haze for my, for any setup that I have. Realistically, I've got a lot of different setup options, so it's definitely going to be haze. It's definitely going to be his Entei answer as well. I would not be surprised about that, which is why I've got the sets that I do. So if you haven't checked out the team builder, you should check that out. I'm really depressed in the team builder because I'm not sure what to do in this matchup, but this is the battle, so you can't stay depressed no matter what, because there's always a chance to win. So first up, I'm physically defensive Clefable with Moonblast, Knockoff, Rocks, and Soft-Boiled. I can run Relax Nature because of his weird speed. Clefable outslows everything anyways, so I can get rid of some items pretty easily. I'm Scarf Garchomp. I actually changed it mid-match from Yache Berry Chomp to Scarf Garchomp, which is going to pay off, and I'll talk about that at the end. I've got Earthquake, Dragon Claw, Facade, which I also threw on there over Swords Dance, and it's the last move, Poison Jab for the Togekiss. I've got the Alolan Persian here with Rocky Helmet. I'm running Max Speed Alolan Persian, Rocky Helmet, with Taunt, Parting Shot, Foul Play, and Protect, which was there for the Megalophony High Jump Kick. Specs Rotom-Mow with Defog, Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, and Leaf Storm. Still puts on a lot of pressure. He didn't bring Crocodile, so I can freely spam Thunderbolt if I really wanted to. Keldeo, I'm running a sub Calm Mindset with Scald and Secret Sword. Doesn't look that bad against his team, honestly, especially because it outspeeds some key threats, and I can speed tie the Galvantula, which would otherwise be an issue. It might be Scarf Galvantula, but I'm anticipating it to be like Life Orb or Sash with the webs this game. It makes the most sense to me. Entei, I'm running Rindoberry Entei with Natural Gift, so it's Natural Gift Grass to hit the Melodic with, and I'm running Sacred Fire, Natural Gift, Stomping Tantrum, and Toxic, which was meant to catch the Melodic switching in. Yeah, so that's the team, and let's see what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to lead with the Clefable. It's got my best lead matchup against the Galvantula. Everything else is a bad lead matchup against Galvantula, realistically, besides like Entei, which I also don't really want to lead against Galvantula. So, in this case, I can trade rocks and whatnot. So I'm going to go into Clefable here against the Galvantula, and we're going to see what happens. So, Showdown had like a stroke here, and I actually clicked. So at first I clicked rocks, and then I canceled it and clicked Moonblast, but it has stroke, and it didn't accept my cancel, even though it was like 30 seconds later. So it's going to set up rocks for me. Whatever. Not much I can do about that. So we're trading hazards here. Webs are really annoying against my team, but rocks get chipped down, and if this Galvantula switches on me, then he's going to get fucked by the rocks. His sash is broken. His removal option is the Togekiss. And that's it. Rocks chip down the Togekiss, the Victini, and the Galvantula, so they're pretty important, honestly. But here, I can just get rid of whatever item he's going to be. Honestly, Knockoff's a really good play for me, because if Melodic switches in, I get rid of the Flame Orb. Whatever wants to switch in, I get rid of its item. And getting rid of items is pretty important on his team, just to scout out what sort of sets he's going to be. So I'm going to go for the Knockoff. He's going to Volt Switch out. He basically shows he's max special attack investment, but no Life Orb there. And we're going to get rid of the Roserade's Life Orb, which is also really big. So Roserade was such a huge offensive problem to me that getting getting rid of its Life Orb means I limit the damage it can do to my team, which is very important. Very, very important. And I'm going to get my leftovers back here. So I calculated this to see if I would live without the Life Orb now. I don't. There was no point in me staying in anyways, but I was going to consider just soft-boiling up. It doesn't really make sense. I'm going to be at a higher health if I switch out now, so I'm going to go into my only way to deal with this. Now, the fact that webs are up really sucks. So what I could do is go into Entei. I don't really see a point in it, but I could. You know, I eat too much damage, and Entei is too valuable against the Galvantula in particular, just being able to do damage to that, and being a Victini resist, especially I think he's either going to be Scarf or Banned. I can resist the V-Create. So instead, I'm going to go into my actual Poison Resist, which is Garchomp. My only Poison Resist, I should say, is Garchomp. On what I expect to be Sludge Bomb, he makes a pretty basic play with the Sludge Bomb, said Sludge Bomb, and then this is a pretty free Poison Jab for me. So Togekiss is literally his only switch into Garchomp, so getting a Poison Jab off there really matters. The crit didn't matter. It was going to two-shot him anyways, depending if you want to stay in. You know, it was going to do about 50%, so, you know, it may have mattered in the sense that he could switch back in on rocks again later. That's about it. I'm just going to stay in and kill him. It's just no reason not to just stay in and kill him here. And so Togekiss is gone. So that was his only removal option, which means he can't get rid of rocks if I ever can get an opportunity to set them back up. Which means I'm in a decent spot there. Obviously, I need to get rid of his webs first, but there you go. He can freely bring in the Melodic here, and then I'm going to go to my Rotom-Mow on the Melodic, as he's going to double into the Roserade, expecting probably the Rotom-Mow or the Keldeo, one of them. It doesn't really matter what he was predicting there. Maybe the Clefable. He may be predicting me to go into Clefable. Either way, I can't stay in on this. I'm likely slower. I'm outspeeding Togekiss with my Rotom, so I've got a lot of speed investment. But he's probably creeping my Rotom with his Roserade, so I have to get the fuck out of here, and I'm going to go right back into my Garchomp, expecting another Sludge Bomb. You know, he could have gone for an HP Ice there. It looks like he probably doesn't have it, because HP Ice would have been safe to cover the Rotom and my Garchomp switch, which was pretty obvious. You know, he's faster than my entire team, bar this Garchomp with webs up, so that's sort of just what I think there. He gets the poison here, which is actually kind of lucky for me. So you'll notice in the team builder, I switched Sword Stance to Facade, not knowing what I wanted to put on there, just in case I got burnt by Melodic. The fact that I got poisoned by the Roserade means I'm doing shitload damage still with my regular moves, and my Facade's boosted. Facade's actually just going to claim a kill here, realistically. I believe I'd just go for it. You know, Dragon Claw is pretty free too, but Facade's actually doing a little bit more to the Melodic because of the poison boost. So I am just going to click the Facade and get rid of his Roserade, which was a huge threat. So 2 of the special threats down, just the Galvantula to go, really. This game's turning out really well for me so far. Big thing for me, right? Big thing for me right now is I know the Galvantula can't be Scarfed because he switched up moves, which means Garchomp having a Scarf is extremely valuable late game. So I need to get rid of these webs. It's very important to get rid of these webs and have Garchomp still in the back as a Scarfer late game. So as he's going to bring in the Galvantula now, I'm actually going to double into my Clefable just to scout the HP Ice. It's actually Bug Buzz that comes off, and he gets the Spit F drop. So the Spit F drop there really matters because I don't really have a switch in to Galvantula, like at all. So the fact that he gets the Spit F drop here means that he's going to kill me with the Thunder. There's not much I can do about this besides go into Rotom-Mow on the Thunder and then go back into Clefable, in which case I'm still dying. So instead of trading damage on Rotom-Mow, I'm just going to let my Clefable take the hit here and just flat out die. I think Persian's still going to be useful depending on what this Victini set is. I can foul play it obviously, and depending on what this Uxie set is, I think Persian's going to be able to help out with that. You know, also depending on the Melodic set, I can maybe shut down and recover with taunts. With webs not up, I can at least taunt the Galvantula away from getting webs up. His sash is permanently broken. He's got no healing that he can throw into this. I don't believe Uxie gets Healing Wish. It might. I know Mesprit does. I don't believe Uxie does. Yeah, so my thought process here, right, is I believe I clicked Moonblast. I was just trying to, like, get Clefable out of here. You know, the rocks are helpful, but now that the Galvantula sash is broken, I don't care too much about the chip damage on Victini. Like, it matters a little bit, but not as much as crippling the Togekiss switch in, which happened. Obviously, we saw that the cripple on the Togekiss switch in happened. Roserade got chipped by the rocks enough. You know, it took two rounds of rocks, I believe, which was enough to matter there. So I'm just going to give up my Clefable here. You know, I clicked Moonblast, doesn't really matter because Thunder is just going to kill me. If he somehow missed Thunder, I guess it would have mattered because then I would have gotten a little bit more damage off on the Galvantula. Entei gets to come in here now for free though, which is pretty big. And I'm going to misplay here in a big way. I ended up clicking Sacred Fire just to see how much damage it was going to do, but what I should have done was click Toxic. And the Melodic's going to switch in on my Sacred Fire. You know, I don't get the Sacred Fire burn, but he gets burnt. Wait, no. Yeah, he gets burnt by the Flame Orb anyways, so not ideal. Toxic catching it would have been alright, or I could have caught it on the switch in there with Natural Gift Grass, which would have done a large chunk of damage, and then I don't know what I would have done from there. He still would have been burnt by Flame Orb. I think I still would have rather had it on a timer with Toxic, because then I can 1v1 it with Keldeo a little bit easier. Instead, I'm just going to get in my Rotom-Mow on his Recover, and I'm going to click Defog. I need to get rid of these webs, as he's just going to go into the Galvantula. He's taking more rocks damage with the Galvantula, which is huge. Taking that extra rocks damage before they go away is pretty big for me, and I'm just going to end on my Keldeo here on what I expected to be webs. So I didn't see a reason for him not to click A, Bug Buzz, or B, webs there, and now I'm going to go for the speed type. So this Galvantula is still the biggest problem for my team. Like I said, in the team builder, Galvantula and Roserade were the biggest problems by far. We know it's not a boosting item, because we've seen the damage now, and we know that it's not like a Life Orb. So it's definitely sashed. In my opinion, it's definitely sashed. And it's chipped. So it's in range of Scald now for my Keldeo, and I'm speed tying this. So it's a 50-50. He will kill me with Thunder, and I'll kill him with Scald. What's going to end up happening is he just goes into Melodic, not risking that speed tie at all. He didn't want to risk it. It was a lot safer for him to just go into Melodic, really. And I'm going to go for the substitute on his Recover. So now he probably figures out what kind of set I am. I'm going to go for the Calm Mind here, and we're going to see he's actually a little bit invested to get the Hidden Power Electric off there and break my sub. I mean, it doesn't have to be Hidden Power Electric, but it's probably most likely Hidden Power Electric to deal with the Suicune as well, my double Water Core. You know, Hidden Power Grass makes some sense too, but I don't know why you'd want to be walled by Rotom. I mean, he's walled by Rotom-Mow either way with Hidden Power Electric. Hidden Power Grass would actually be a little bit more efficient to deal with Rotom-Mow. Not gonna lie. But then he's not walled by the Entei with Hidden Power. I don't know. There's a lot of different scenarios. Either way, this Melodic can break my sub at +1, so that's important to know. Obviously, I am no bulk, so I'm not that surprised that it can do that, but I'm just going to flat out set up another Calm Mind here and see what sort of set he is. I could have gone for a Secret Sora, but I want to scout out the Haze as we finally see the Haze. So at this point, I'm just going to set up another Calm Mind on him as I expect a Hidden Power Electric to come off here. You know, it's going to do a decent chunk there, 31% at +1. Still getting decent recovery back, but now that we've seen the Haze, I just need to be at +1, get a Secret Sword off. You know, he's going to haze me, but he's taking burn damage, and a regular Secret Sword will kill him from this range. So, you know, it's up to me to decide whether or not I want to go Rotom-Mow here. Double into Rotom-Mow, get the defog off against this Melodic as it recovers, most likely recovers against my Keldeo here. You know, getting the defog off is kind of huge, or I can just opt to Volt Switch on the obvious, in my mind, Galvantula switch in, or just click Thunderbolt. Honestly, like, Specs Thunderbolt just does a shitload of damage to this entire team. Problem is I don't want to have to switch into Victini necessarily. So instead, I am just going to claim my kill on the Melodic, get Keldeo a KO on the Melodic there, and see what he wants to do from here. So instead he's going to go into the Uxie. I figure this is probably a free substitute as he's actually going to click Calm Mind himself. So kind of give him an idea of what his Uxie set is. I'm not expecting rocks now that he's seen Calm Mind. He obviously can't touch my Persian without some sort of coverage option. So it's likely Calm Mind, Dual Stab, and then I have no idea what his last move is going to be. But instead I'm just going to Calm Mind alongside him. And we'll also see that Psychic is going to break my sub at neutral. So good to know that Psychic breaks my sub, but I'm going to go for the Scald, and I get a crit and a burn. So every crit burn always does that with Keldeo. It's just classic Keldeo. And yeah, so the reason he did that, the reason this matters so much is that it puts him in a range, and we're going to see this next turn actually as I double into my Persian. And he clicks Recycle, expecting me to kill him, I guess. Scald would have killed him, I believe, actually. A Scald actually would have probably just killed him there, and I might have been in a position where had I won the speed tie against Galvantula, I just win the game 5-0 here, depending on if I kill Victini from full or not. I'm not sure if I actually killed Victini from full. I was max special attack timid though. But instead, I'm just going to go into my Persian here. Actually clicked Recycle, and then Burn puts him in range of getting his berry. So we've seen his whole set now, essentially. We've seen his whole set. So I'm just going to taunt him here from setting up more Calm Minds in my face and recycling. You know, this forces him to go for an attack here as I get the foul play off. We see he's fully physically defensive with no attack investment whatsoever, like 0 attack IVs too. And we see his coverage option for the Persian is Signal Beam. So we've seen his whole set now. I'm fairly free to just parting shot out here as he's actually going to go into the Galvantula. So I actually don't necessarily think that was his best play. The fact that Galvantula came in and now is -1 gives me Entei for free. And the problem with that is that this Galvantula was such a huge threat to me that the fact that I can get into Entei for free is pretty huge. So I'm going to make another misplay here, not predicting the Victini switch, which should have been pretty obvious. I was going to go for Toxic here, but I just really wanted to get rid of this Galvantula, and Sacred Fire should have killed the Uxie from this range. You know, Natural Gift Grass is really useless on this set now that Melodic's dead. So I'm just going to go for the Sacred Fire. You know, the Galvantula can't kill me. He's probably just going to Volt Switch out, which he does, and goes right into the Victini as I click the Sacred Fire. I also could have clicked Stomping Tantrum there. It would have been alright. I don't believe it would have killed the Galvantula from that range. He's not going to risk the Uxie coming in, I don't think. He doesn't have an Aguav Berry. He wasn't able to recycle it back. So Stomping Tantrum failing, he takes the burn damage into Sacred Fire, would have killed it. But Victini coming in on the Sacred Fire here, we see he's pretty much no bulk. I think he's probably speed tying Entei, which doesn't matter under webs. So here we go. This is the Victini coming in, and the Vicreate shows to be very much choice banded, and at -1 he's going to die to Stomping Tantrum. So Entei is going to be able to pick up that kill. Victini's gone. Again, Galvantula is such a huge problem, and I'm just going to let my Entei go down here. I really thought it was over at this point, just because this Galvantula, my calc reset, and it had the Life Orb on the Galvantula, so I really thought Rotom-Mow just died. And we'll see that that's going to be a big mistake here. So I didn't have Extreme Speed on the set. Obviously, I had Toxic over the Extreme Speed. I didn't want to run Adamant Entei. I was running Max Speed to Speed tie the Victini. So the Galvantula in here now just was able to kill my Entei. It's not a huge deal. Entei doesn't really do much anymore. When it's that weak, it can't do much, and I don't have the Extreme Speed. You know, Extreme Speed, I don't know if it even would have taken him out at no bulk. From Jolly Entei, or sorry, I would have had to have been Adamant for Extreme Speed. Maybe it takes him out with the set that I had. Maybe if I didn't have Toxic, maybe Extreme Speed would have been nice in this position, because then I would have been able to kill the Uxie too. Either way, doesn't really matter. I'm the firm believer that he just won this game in the moment, because my calc says that Life Orb Galvantula kills me, and I was not paying attention clearly to the Life Orb being there. So I'm going to go to Rotom-Mow. It's my only chance to win this game, is get rid of these webs, put him in a position where he can't have these webs up, and I have to go into Garchomp. He's actually just going to Volt Switch out and goes into the Uxie. So this poses a problem because now he can recycle for free. I'm locked into Defog, so you know, he is going to recycle. He's going to get his Berry Pop now. I have to taunt him and just deal with this threat head on. Persian was my only play. You know, he's got the Signal Beam for me. It doesn't really matter. I just have to chip this down. Make sure I kill it before the taunt expires. That's the most important aspect of this play here, is that I have to do that. So I'm going to go to my Keldeo, and I am going to go for the Scald. He's going to predict me to switch into the Rotom and goes to the Signal Beam. And so Keldeo is just going to be able to take down the Uxie. He's obviously doesn't have a berry here. And then Galvantula is going to come in, and I believe he's going to win the speed tie. Yeah, so he wins the speed tie against me and gets the Volt Switch off. Volt Switch over Thunder. Obviously, Volt Switch was killing every single time. But the fact that webs are gone means that Garchomp can come in and clean up the game here. Earthquake does like 83 min to this. So we are going to be able to pick up the victory there. It turns out it was a roll in my favor to live with Rotom against the Galvantula. Bug Buzz. So what I could have done, and a very viable option for me, was to just click Specs Thunderbolt. It would have killed the Galvantula from that range, and it would have killed the Uxie from that range. And I was outspeeding the Uxie every single time because he was fully physically defensive, essentially. So, kind of a misplay on my part-ish. You know, I sacked 2 differential pretty much for no reason. Although 67.5% chance of me living isn't 100. You know, it's actually worse than Focus Blast hitting, so I'd rather not risk that. Either way, we pick up the W. Big win over last season's champion. The fact that this is only a 10-week league, and we're 2-1 now, puts me in a pretty decent spot. You know, Jay said this nicely. I'm a blind Entei away from being, a non-blind Entei away from being undefeated right now. Next week we take on Nathan and the Clay Legends, CLE Legends. He's got a really fun team to look at. You know, it's not extremely fast. It's got a lot of natural bulk on it and a lot of utility. So I'm looking forward to playing Nathan. Should be a fun match, and I will catch you guys for week 4.